Because I know most of my followers are people who will eventually travel to other countries, and flights is one of the ways which is used to travel between across different countries. And you should know how to search for cheap flights, otherwise affordable flights, because you might end up booking a very expensive flight without knowing the different ways of searching for the ones which are affordable online. And there are things you need to consider while booking a flight, and I've written some of them just down here, so I'll be reading as I explain. And one is you need to know how to check the transit or layover time, because each and every flight, not each and every, most flights, they do what we call connection from one flight to another, or change of flight. And that is why you need to know that there is time which you might be wasting. There's time which you might be stuck in an airport, maybe in a foreign passport airport, sorry, for like 2 or 3 hours, even 23 hours. It happens. The other thing you need to know is that while choosing a flight, you need to know each flight has a different baggage allowance, and most of them they allow you to carry like 23 kgs. Depends with the flight, and some might even charge you more money for carrying an extra kilogram. So most people have been forced to even leave their baggage, their items, reduce the items they carry, and throw away in the dustbin. And that is something we don't want our people to fall into. So that is why you need to check also the baggage allowance. I'll show you how to check that one. The other thing you need to check is the reputation of the airline, because as I told you, some airlines have a very bad reputation, maybe with delayed flights, maybe with poor customer service, and things of that sort. In even losing items, losing your bags. Some flights, some airline companies are notorious for that. So you need to check the reputation of the airline. I don't want to name airlines because that's a private business, but you know the ones which have a very bad experience. And if you have some of them which you know, you can name them down here, so that we give it like reviews. The other thing I want to tell you is while you're choosing a flight, you need to check the travel dates, the booking in advance theory, whereby if you book a flight earlier, if for example you want to travel around August, you can book a flight right now, because right now we are in February. It's a little bit early, but if you book a flight like 3 months in advance, you'll find that you are getting more and more discounts. So check that you're not booking a flight like you want to travel tomorrow or the day after, because that will be very, very expensive on your side, considering that the flight has to change a few things here and there so that they accommodate you. Even for local travel, if you want to travel maybe from a town in your country to another town, or a city to another city, you'd find that if you are booking a flight to travel in the next day, or within that within that week, it will be expensive on your side. Other things also come in play, like departure or arrival airports. So let's say, for example, you're going to a country like let's say like Czech Republic. If you choose an airport which is further away, or on the eastern, let me give you a good example because I'm familiar with this. If you book a flight to the US, someone might book a flight to the eastern side of the US, and another person might choose a flight on the western side of the US, and you are coming from East Africa. That will drastically increase the cost on your side. So also consider that if you are on a budget, look for a arrival of airport which is cheaper for you, and you can also use other means of transport, other means of travel while you're already in that country, which are somehow cheaper. You can even use like trains or buses if they are cheaper in that sense. There's also other things like flight performance, and that is why in the booking website they usually mention the name and the capacity of the flight. And sometimes I know local airlines tend to change the flights, and that I know drastically if you've ever been to in flights between maybe if you're in Kenya, between Nairobi and Mombasa, you've experienced what we call turbulence, and that is as a result of maybe the airline choosing or using a flight which is of low performance. And most of the time, the companies will not even explain to you or give you explanation. They'll just change the flight and they'll not explain anything to you. Otherwise, let me show you a website where you can book for cheap flights. And this is a website for people who are traveling maybe abroad. And it is a website many people have used. Just that sometimes this information might not be shared publicly, and people tend to book expensive flights without knowing. So this is a website called arhila.com. You can check it online, arhila.com. I will copy the link and share with you on the screen and also on the description of this video. Let me enlarge the screen so that I show you an example of a flight I was booking. And also, don't forget that there are times in the year. There are times during the year when flights are expensive, mostly during summer, which starts from May to around August. That is when many schools, maybe in the US, and Canada, they are closing. So there is a lot of travel happening across the world. So if you are booking a flight which is affected by the summers, you need to also consider that. So this website, it's called arhila.com, and I want to show you an example of a booking which you will see the difference in flight. So you just need to come here and within this website you can either choose flights or hotels. So you can also look for cheaper hotels in this website. So let me give you an example of Nairobi. This is Nairobi. We've already selected Nairobi. Then you want to travel maybe to, let's say, Czech Republic. I want to show you, just a moment. Czech Republic. Then we choose like Prague in Czech Republic. And then you come here and select a date, like let's say, for example, you want to travel in May 2nd. Then it's a round trip. It's a round trip flight. And you want to go back to your home country on 10th. Maybe that, and you are one passenger, and you want to you can choose either you are two adults or plus children or infants, because that affects the price drastically. You can also choose business class if you want to travel expensive, but in our case, we are looking for cheaper options. So let's go to with the economy, then one passenger, then we just click the search, and let's hope that it will populate the screen with cheaper options so that our people understand how to choose some of these cheap or affordable flights. And as you can see, the website is already changing. It's already giving us the cheaper options. And if you look at here, there is what we call low fare calendar. You can also come here and select and see which is the low fare calendar. And as you can see, this is a return flight. Return, that is a round trip, is at $807 US, and it has one layover in Istanbul. That is in Turkey. So you might consider also getting a transit visa for which you'll use to in the airport at Turkey. Look at the requirement for each and every country where you'll have a layover, and also you can check the layover time. And let me show you. The layover in this particular airport will be 1 hour, 40 minutes. So you need to put that into consideration, because that is the time you'll spend in the airport, maybe seated somewhere in an hotel or a lounge somewhere waiting. While on your flight back from Prague to Nairobi, if you are someone who's watching from Nairobi or you want to travel to Nairobi, the layover will be again in Istanbul airport. The layover will be 2 hours, 20 minutes, and the whole flight is 12 hours, 30 minutes. The other flight will be 9 hours, 50 minutes. You can come here and look for other options. But basically, it's the same cost. You can look for even other layovers, different layovers, or different flights traveling at different times. So this is something you need to consider. Even this one, there is another one for Kenya Airways. The flight is Kenya Airways, and the layover will be at Charles de Gaulle Airport, which is in Paris, France, and that will be, the layover will be for 8 hours 5 minutes, and the return flight, the layover will be 4 hours 4 hours 45 minutes in Amsterdam Airport. So that is how you look for flights online. You can, when you want to consider the flight, the airline company, like this one is Turkish Airlines. This will be your flight, and you can either choose to book through this website or use MyTrip. These are the flights, the prices on mytrip.com. Wingle, this will be 855. Mytrip.com will be 819. But this year you can see it's $807 US round trip. If you can change that to your home currency, maybe if you want to convert that to Kenya shillings, it will be around 90,000 Kenya shillings. You can also check the baggage allowance, like here, $12. It's additional. If you have additional weight you want to carry, you need to add $12 on top of the 807 if you want to carry extra baggage. So let me basically show you another booking whereby we book a flight the same place. Then we make the flight to be so close. Maybe today we change this date to somewhere. Let's come to around February. Today we are at the time of recording this video, we are at February 18th. So we can just come here and say we want to travel on 20th February. Then we get on the flight back to Kenya on 28th and see what will be the difference. Notice here the cost will be $807 US. We want to see what will be the cost after booking the flight very close to the day of travel. So let us see what the result will be. We want to see the cheapest with that booking. It's already checking. When you see this line moving, it's checking for the cheapest options. And as you can see, I think now it's about to finish. But from what I can see right now, the cheapest will be Ethiopian Airlines with a flight which will be $1,154 US, which is a very big difference from the one which was $806 US. It's a difference of very many, a big, how do we say, a lot of money, so to speak. So the farther away you book the flight, the cheaper it will be. So you've seen with that. So if you are considering moving or traveling, and I know most of our people will be traveling when they get maybe their visas, maybe when they win their green card, this is something you can consider. This is something you need to do. You just need to book up a flight early. If you are selected and you win, if you win and you're selected in the DV Lottery 2024, after the interview, maybe you do your interview at around June or July, you can book your flight like 3 months in advance. That will be around August, September, and it will be cheaper if you're booking a flight to the US in that way. So use that website. And if you have a different experience with the booking flights, you can tell me in the comment section and ask any questions you might have so that we understand whether there are ways we can reduce our burden while booking for flights in different countries, be it for business, for leisure, or for just visit or visiting friends. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like this video and share it to at least one person so that you help us grow further and further. Thank you very much and have a good day.